Gonna get a hanya.
Hanya!
Oh no.
Ha!
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Ha!
It's been like 20 years.
It's been 3 weeks.
20 years.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
20 years in the streaming world.
The clouded Kokoro. Alright.
Kokoro!
Kokoro. Jotaro.
Ew.
Yusuke? The 20th of the February in the 9 of the AM at the Bailey of the Ode in the Chamber Ante.
It's the 9:23 of the AM. Get it right.
Well, I never expected this. The 9 of the PM. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon?
Or a tiny dog barking in the background. We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices, not legacy practices.
Oh, legal.
Yeah. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Sasquatch.
Oh, sassgrass. When you put it like that, you're quite wrong. You're quite right.
Good morning. I'm guessing it's the
Oh,
dude.
it's this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's our.
Ah, Mr. Nasumi. Good morning.
Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot.
Yeah, they are actually red.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink! And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all little people take things so literally?
Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. What's the joke for his name? There has to be a joke for his name.
I mean, it has to be translated in Japanese, most likely. So.
True.
I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. Oh, here we go. 2, terrified. 2, tremble. What?
But you're trembling right now.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
What?
Maybe.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
No. The 2 O's is.
Also terrified to tremble is essentially what he's saying.
Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it.
Zoom.
Although, locum students, Mr. Naruto Esquire.
What?
Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom.
Oh, right, we get to see the fucking court system again.
Right? It looked like the opening night of an opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Sato?
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruto, but I have no
I
idea.
bet it's because of
you
the person that got stabbed.
Whoa!
What?
Everybody turned into robots on my end for like 3 seconds there.
No. No.
But it's probably going to be because he's a foreigner versus the homeland people kind of deal, or racism.
Right. Yeah, right. He's not from here.
He's from Japan. Yeah.
Weeb.
Forgot about it.
That all-knowing look on your face is just a coincidence then, is it?
Fuck. I'm gonna reread everything I got in the court record. I don't have shit. Never mind.
Right.
But
Well, we
you-
found out that the wife slapped the guy because he thought she
Yeah.
was cheating on her.
Yep.
we
That's-
also found out that the old guy had one of Mr. Natsume's books.
Right.
And that's how we were able to find the receipt. I think
we
is
also-
what it was.
And then we also met the other flamboyant dude.
Yep, the flamboyant guy for like a split second.
Ah, yes, Mr. Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Don't hide the truth from me. It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Oh, Lord Von Zeeks?
We're like Lord Von Zeeks.
Is
Get him
is
for-
that right, Mr. Sato?
I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes,
With what money?
Yeah, I thought we were broke.
I sold myself on the streets.
No.
Lord
She's way too young for that. No.
Lord Van Zykes is on the front page of every one.
I knew it.
Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he?
Good, I need this flashback. Is this fish and chips, man?
Yeah, nope.
Aw.
Aw.
The trial was 2 days ago.
I
Mark
think this
Wood
is-
and Zeeks returned to the courtroom after.
Is this a flashback of a flashback?
Yeah,
I think,
after a
this
very long
might be
hiatus.
her dialogue because of how high pitched it was.
Oh,
Yeah, that's you.
oh, Magnus McGilded. The trial of Magnus McGilded. Oh, what a harrowing experience that was.
He dead.
I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon? For what appears to be mundane murder?
I mean, she's not dead.
I'll raise one.
God.
That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers. Sorry, Ryanosuke and I had a competition there for 2 seconds.
Mundane? Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us.
Mundane.
Mundane.
Oh,
Yellow.
oh dear. I mean, no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it.
Well, lest
Mhm.
we almost forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of the infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you! Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times, it is that you stand against the legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper!
Ooh.
Please, I don't rub soldiers' shoulders with Deathbringers.
That's not true at all. What are you talking about?
You've literally just met this man maybe like no more than 3 days ago. The
Right.
Reaper. I'm afraid that. What?
Oh.
I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. I can't read today. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck.
Yup.
Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I represent by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive! Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you.
Yeah,
Oof.
that's a good point.
Yeah,
What voice did I give him?
I think you just gave him your normal voice, Calvin.
Did I?
Think so.
Yes, it's true. That's why I'm a student, new to London, with little in a way of experience or skills or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsumi. Oh, benevolent, locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Oh, he's got weeaboo eyes going right now.
Woo woo,
You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume.
ooh woo.
Whatever happens, we will always be on your side. In jail, probably.
Oh, benevolent, non-locum assistant, Mr. Mitokaba Esquire, Esquirus.
Esquirus.
I am in your debt forever. I shall never.
Oh! Calvin.
Mr. Natsume.
You may come for the defense. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once.
Yeah, hon, you're the mustached one.
Oh, yes.
Alright then, Mr. Natsumi. It's time. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, yes.
Yep, Calvin's got it.
Okay,
Oh, right,
Calvin.
yeah, Calvin,
Our lovely-
Calvin originally voiced him.
Our lovely friend Slime has got that voice.
He's not gonna be here the whole time, though. This is
No,
it.
actually, I'm about to leave right now.
Oh my
I
God.
just want to say a few
Damn
lines
it.
before I leave. I knew Tyler's gonna be like, yes, we have him back.
My second appearance in the British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper.
My secret trial, yes.
I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. I
The
can still
sword
see your,
starts. If the sword starts to talk to you, run.
I can still see your headband flowing. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last.
Oh, bye, Calvin.
Just like you believe in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready to fight.
You ready to fight or ready to shit your pants?
All the above.
All right, good answer.
The 20th of the February of the AM 10. In the courtroom Bailey, oh the.
Oh my god.
Wait a second, why is the wife up there? That's not random at all.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ho,
Oh, right, I forgot. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Ho, ho, ho. I now call upon the counsels for their prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared.
My nippies.
My needs.
The defense is ready, my lord.
Sorry. Ah!
The nipples are a truly fascinating breed.
Let it go!
It can never be let go.
No. Nipples.
Nipples.
Sorry? What?
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur.
Do you have a point?
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical nipple arrogance.
Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is the appropriate description.
Dano-san.
That's me. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent.
Hold on, hold on,
I'm going to
wine.
need some wine to start off this book.
Throw it at the fucking fire again.
Yeah, fucking do it. Very true, and a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted, and his unfortunate fight. He's actually just straight up killing people.
Oof. I mean, why else would he have a sword in court?
Is that the wife or is that somebody else? That looks like the wife. Thank you,
God.
counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Wait a second,
Oh,
we've
no.
seen him already.
Yeah, it's the fucking.
Wasn't he in the previous
Yeah.
trial?
Yeah, he was.
There's a witness to the last one.
Yeah, God Doctor's not here, so you never know when you might be down on your luck. But I believe in fair play for everyone.
Wait a second, no, he was in the first one.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's
He
in the
was-
very
yeah.
first one.
Yeah,
Wait a
he
second.
said that.
Japan?
In Japan.
Wait, Japan? No.
Yeah, because the very first trial was our friend helping us.
Oh, wait. Huh.
Wait,
No.
wait,
No.
no,
No.
because that guy didn't have.
Yeah.
Why does he look familiar? Was he in the last trial?
Yeah,
I
he
think
was
he
the guy on the card.
yeah.
He was one of the guys on the card, not the hat one, the other one.
Right. Yeah.
He's the
yeah.
who had his name in the book that we called out. Was he not that person?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Wait, really?
Yeah. We don't.
You're not gonna find
We're
it,
not gonna
Tyler.
find it. That was from the previous trial.
Right. Yeah. No, he was the guy that was up on top with the other one, the other
Yes.
hat maker.
Yes.
Yep.
Did I voice him?
Continue.
I read it
Oh,
already.
you already did.
Line's been read.
Oh.
Oh my god, what do I give her?
Super high pitched.
Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear.
Oh God. Oh, that's,
no, that-
that's me. Oh well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fella. It is
Oh,
her.
it's the wife. I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that mustached foreigner did the deed.
Moustache.
Whoa, Popeye's friend.
I don't know what to give him, Tyler. I feel like I have one.
Could give him like a Jacksepticeye sounding voice.
I don't know how to do Jacksepticeye. Anyways. Come on, what are y'all waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
God damn it, old man.
I gotta be the old guys.
I've only got two voices this time, thank God.
Very well, let us proceed. I like 5. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zykes. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with the rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsu.
The nipples.
And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sinister act. Fuck this glass!
Oh my
Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street.
Nighttime. I tell you, the bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are.
Just look at the shallow complexion of that short statue. He's one of those dreadful Japanese.
Whoa!
God.
Ow!
Whoa! Is
Come
he
on,
already
let's
gonna
get over
fucking...
with. With now, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
Everyone's gonna be voting black, except for the old man, because he can't hear anything.
Yep, it's just like the
He's
last
gonna
one.
be your one saving hope.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hollowed chalice here in this great chamber. You have like 18 of those. What the hell are you talking about?
Servant, bring me new one.
Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Is it the
Oh,
husband?
man.
Like, very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's this guy.
It's Luigi.
Oh, hell yeah!
Fish and chips, my dude.
Your name and occupation, please.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector of Scotland Yard.
Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector?
The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green.
That's a person who I would call Olive for sure.
Olive green, because olive is a type of color of green.
I think it's more like I love green. But you're probably right too. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be.
Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, but she's been comatose ever since.
Oh.
Yeah, she's still not dead.
What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Oh,
Huh. Comatose. I see. Her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector.
Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at the street map.
It's gonna be something different. No.
As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road and a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing at the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street.
Oh!
Oh! Out of the blue, she was approached behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's certainly being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far.
I bet you we're gonna be losing terribly, but she's gonna wake up and give us a statement.
Oh, actually, I tripped and fell on my own knife.
It was somebody that I recognized. It wasn't for him. But I agree, it's probably she's gonna wake up at some point, and then we're gonna go from that point.
Oh, she's just gonna be dead.
That
or
would be
pronounced dead in
bad.
the hospital, yeah.
Oh god, I can imagine Lord Van Zeeks being like, with the trial today, being charged with murder, he would do anything. I'm sorry. But...
Either that, or because of him being the Reaper of the Bailey, instead of our Natsume dying, she dies in the hospital instead, but he gets away scotch-free. But we're not gonna feel right about it after we do something. I don't know. Something like that's gonna happen.
This guy seems innocent, unlike the McCormick. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please. Alright.
Oh, the case file.
File containing an overview of the case and details about the victim. She was found with a knife in her back and is currently in the hospital, yet to regain consciousness. Cool. What of the weapon that was used?
Sir, I have it here. I have that here. It was moved from the victim's back.
A fucking
Ouch! That's
knife?
big. That big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now.
Are you kidding me? That's a big thing? It looks like a little fucking survival knife. Not even.
Step.
Yeah.
It was big for back then.
Oh, I guess that's a fair point.
With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman.
Even the scourged-looking Suzuki-san, I suppose. Scratched?
Scragged, I think. A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence.
Axe knife.
Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume?
From what we can tell by looking at what we can tell from the woman's possessions, it seems like she was poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would even have time had anything much worth pitching, my lord.
Damn.
Pitching. Oh.
I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment towards the victim?
I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand workshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsumi, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we have been able to establish any sorts of connections between him and the victim.
I think I know where that gasp was from, hun. Wasn't the Shakespearean guy a student as well?
I don't know. I'm theorizing in my head. I didn't want to say it out loud. But because Natsume is a student also, correct? Because he's a student technically from Japan. What if they're classmates, aren't they?
Probably.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, what if she's also Japanese?
From her picture, she looks a little to be too white to be Japanese, and plus they're not treating her horribly, because if she was Japanese, they probably wouldn't have given her the hospital. They probably would have been, alright, you can have this room that's outside in the freezing cold, and if you die out here, oh no.
Well,
considering how this game has been going.
Yeah. Oh, hand. If theft and grievance was ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsumi possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man on spite of that in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection.
Wine. Oh no.
Whoa. Fuck
Yeet.
this bottle.
Just somebody in the audience.
Yeah. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery.
You bitch.
But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet.
Oh, points.
For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here.
What?
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipur student.
Oh. Yes, sir.
just
Scott, just say the right word. Please.
The rest. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusual light fog.
Hold on, let me read the shit I got. I'll interrupt you to read. Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Olive green, female, stout build, early 20s. Pavement of Briar Road. Reporting officer is Rolly Beat. Okay. Victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Apart from the single stab wound from a large knife, no other signs of injuries observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day.
Back to the first page for a second.
What's
Of that one. East side, pull up the map. Just in case.
Oh, yeah, no, it's on the east side. I do remember
Is
that,
it?
though. Yeah. It's right there.
Okay. I wish there was a little compass to confirm that, but okay.
Look at the
Okay.
knife.
Yep.
Look at the knife.
Open up the
Knife.
knife. Let's see here. How do I fucking open this?
Just click it. You'll probably open it if you just click it. Oh! Oh, it is.
It's broken at the
tip.
end.
The
See,
tip.
Can't really
Is the
stab
tip
anyone
in
with
her
that.
body?
It could be in her body.
Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo. Chiseled at the tip.
Wait a second. Wouldn't this be covered in blood?
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that it would be totally covered in blood.
Yeah, would they do wash it? Jordan over here, shut up.
Look at the tip. The tip.
A small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
You're right. Well spotted, Mrs. Sato.
I wonder what could have happened to it.
Yes. You don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you?
Oh dear. I hope not. That sounds terribly painful.
Nah, she's in a coma. She's fine. Okay, you're not gonna
Right.
say anything about, like missing blood or whatever. Cool. Also didn't learn anything from that other than it's broken. Alright.
I mean, that might come in later for us
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else but visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement.
Subsequently.
Yeah, that word. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on the way home from a workshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him.
Wait, that's how you figured out how to arrest him? I thought it was because the guy literally saw him do it.
Right?
Old books, you say?
Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident.
Oh,
Ooh,
good.
finally.
Great, we can actually fucking see. There should absolutely be blood on this.
Right?
Ah, yes, I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector.
Maybe she's faking to be unconscious in the whole time, and she's just trying to get him arrested.
Mm.
And
Take
she's
the
just,
easy way out because she's also a poor student.
How do you stab yourself in the back, though?
she probably had something back there. That's why there's no blood.
Well, I feel like if you went to the hospital, you'd probably be like, this person wasn't actually stabbed. Spineless breed. Too cowardly to admit defeat.
Avoiding it, I see.
Whoa.
Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Well, I.
Forgive me, Lord Van Yikes, but the defense is not denying everything, as you put it.
What are you doing, Mrs. Sato?
Fucking fighting for you. Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that you mention it,
He did drop his books.
when we visited him in prison yesterday, he didn't tell us about all what had all happened.
Good, I need this. I don't remember.
As I was walking along the accused pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat. She was, and just as I went to overtake her. Oh! She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed into the cold, hard slabs of the stone at my feet.
Look at her arms. There's no way she could have reached back there to stab that into her
Wow!
back.
Rude!
You got it. Like, look at
Yikes.
those things. There's no way her tiny arms would have been able to do that.
Yikes. She's got little T-Rex arms.
Big head.
She's got tiny arms and a big head. Do you expect me to get this man in the corner?
I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast. I ran so far. As fast as my legs could carry me back to the Q's lodgings.
Remind me to slap you the next time I see you again.
Aw.
Here's an imaginary $5.
A green overcoat.
Well, that's exactly what the man in that print is wearing.
My photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
They're reusing character models. That's the only reason that they're doing this.
Right. Oh, he did it. The defendant has done nothing more than to admit he fled of the scene of the terrifying incident. Oh. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back.
You're close. Heinous.
You're heinous.
Shut up! There was
oh.
nobody else there at the time. Just the two of them. The victim and the accused. And the police officer that saw him.
Yeah.
And
Like-
apparently the other people that potentially saw him other than the police officer?
Yeah, there was like... Reporting
I was-
officer is Rolly B. The assailant was seen running away by the reported officer. Like, literally was there. we already can confirm that you're fucking full of it. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. I point at you.
Oh, don't give me that finger.
The fact that the accused concedes.
Ugh.
It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use the cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance.
Really?
I mean,
I still kind of feel like they haven't really proven shit.
right?
Turn it on.
Feel it. Turn the beat around.
We'll probably just have to press everything.
Hold it! A light fog, you say? Well, like for London, you could see the opposite side of the street for once. Not very much further, though. That's light, is it? Around these parts, yes. Not something I expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course.
Yeah,
God damn.
It's not necessarily being racist.
I ask you. I've read that London is famous for its fog.
Really.
But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance, or death, in the TV.
How quaint.
Yes, Well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, right? No,
Yep. Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Romanticize.
as I expect you can appreciate. I see.
Get fucked.
At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can even see your own hand. You can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm.
Yikes. Is that true? Indeed. The other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Yikes.
Oh, Sasada-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual.
Basically, he just said look left, then right, then look left again,
Yup.
and then cross the street.
A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. Man, those fish and chips are gonna get cold.
Right? Hold it!
This is the one I want to know.
How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Quite simply, my learned friend. Because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us.
Ah, yes. Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from the Scotland Yard.
Well.
That is correct, ma'am.
Oh.
And we must hear the testimony.
I am gonna warn you ahead of time that if I'm silent for more than a minute and it's my line, please read for me, I might nap by accident.
Oh no.
I'm not super cozy.
The prosecution
God.
will, of course, call them to the stand, should it be
I wasn't
necessary.
expecting to stream, I swear, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the middle of winter, it could have been dark already.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Hey guys, I know we're in the middle of doing grade Ace Attorney. Jackbox 8 has been announced.
Yes.
Looks like Drawful's getting an animate.
Fuck
So they're
yes.
doing another Drawful. And it looks like they've got new games otherwise.
More drawful that I can't draw.
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah,
it's,
nor
it's,
can
it's,
I.
it's animate.
But it's animate now.
Yeah. I'm excited.
The wheel of enormous proportions. Job. Something I can't read because it's in cursive and pull mine.
Alright. Cool.
No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen.
I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. Alright, that's a little racist.
Now I can read it. Weapons drawn.
But here
Say
in
it
the
again.
capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights.
Ah!
Yes, go fuck yourself. The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness.
My old friend. Which means we really need to hear those witnesses' statements.
Yeah, you really do.
If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector.
Hold it! From behind, you say.
Shut up.
Just
That's
the tip
right.
from behind. Woo-woo.
As you can see from this print.
Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition? Comatose, no less. He almost went fucking Van Zeeks there with the judge.
I'm afraid so, my lord. Yes, she's being treated at Bart's. I was hopeful that she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't able to. But it wasn't to be.
Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. He stabbed me. Well, you're guilty.
Right?
Luck is on your client's side, it seems. You don't want to call it necessarily his side, but...
Oh! On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Ugh.
Grow a pair.
Oh. Hold it. Mr. Natsumi's belongings, I think you'll find it all there in the photographic print of the crime scene.
No way.
It's Mrs. Green herself.
Yes, the 3 books on the floor.
That's right, my lord. Second-hand books, they were irreparable damage after falling in the snow, of course. Dang.
The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
He's very clever, isn't he? You're
What do you
losing
mean?
me.
What do you mean?
He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with his books. He managed to close that one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew what it was there.
Yeah, I didn't think it was there. You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust a knife into the woman's back?
That must be what happened. Yes, my lord, yes. Hold it! The defendant apparently visits a second-hand bookshop on the daily basis. Yes, so understand. A shop full of old English literature.
I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention.
The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid.
Bourbon books? Nice.
The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused lodgings is the place here, Bourbon's Books. A little place on the corner of Bar Road and Street.
Meerschaum.
Yeah, that word.
Meerschaum.
Meerschaum. Weerschaum.
Meerschaum. Meerschaum.
As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home.
Meerschaum.
Krishna. Something like this.
Cool.
Oh.
Now we got more stuff on it. Weren't you talking about how you wish that the bookstore was on the map so that we could figure it out?
Yes,
There
yes.
you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabe.
Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop. Well, I mean, we gathered that. He threw books there. Oh, hold on, I got a bot. Hold on. I would love to become famous.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance.
Yes, I agree. The most important point to that inspector just made being...
The bookshop stock? It's
Oh,
probably...
hang on, I'll look at court records quick. Look at the letter. The third one.
Oh, this.
Yes. Your books.
Your books.
Yeah. So the place, the shop is not right.
Ah.
Good call, Jordan.
Yeah, the book, yeah.
Yeah, the
I thought the
name.
book you said. Yeah, the name. Inspector Gregson, can I ask a favor?
A favor.
Fave hour.
What? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance. Maybe. Oh, well, you know. I mean, yes! It could be a very important clue.
Very well, not that I can see it being of any great significance. Oh, bother. But please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector.
Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Can the man be any more sardonic?
Sardonic? I have no fucking clue what that is.
A sardine?
Oh, he was on the way home. He was on the way home from the Bourbon Books, a secondhand bookshop he apparently patronized.
Excuse me, but you're full of shit.
Objection.
He actually said that.
If I could stop you there, Inspector Gregson. What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know.
Must be right because the music stopped.
This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsumi's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details of the purchases of the 3 second-hand books. And you found that in the accused's room, didn't you? Did you? Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it.
Go on. Ooh.
Oh! This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books.
Your Books. Y-O-R-E. I presume?
Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsumi did indeed purchase a number of books from a second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Book. What?
Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop?
Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand shop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that,
It's on the other side of the street.
well, such a small place, I didn't think that the accused would have known about it. Objection! But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And the receipt proves it.
Objection! Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection! I disagree. I mean, after all,
I have the street map here, if it might be of help.
oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked.
Oh, I was
However-
going to say that it's in the other corner and he was on the opposite side of her.
Maybe.
Hmm.
If we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your
It's
Books,
gonna be like right next to it.
right? It may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. Oh, could that be true?
Hi. It rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a
Who
possibility.
does she look like? She looks like that that cartoon character that's in black and white.
Yeah, I
Betty
know who you're
Boop?
talking about. Yeah,
Betty Boop. Yep.
Bitty boop.
Betty Boop.
I can't do a Betty Boop voice.
Is that right,
Dude.
Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said?
Absolutely. It's absolutely could be right.
It's right here. Just pointed it out. Inspector Gregson, where is this Your Books establishment?
Well, obviously we looked into that.
What?
It turns out that Your Books... Oh! It's just here on the next corner of the Measurement Street going east.
Huh. Okay.
Hmm.
I mean,
You could take either way, technically.
yeah, he also could take, like, the inner route. Like, he probably did that. That's probably faster, you would think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Local maps being changed all fucking day.
Thank
Right.
God to finally show where shit's at.
And there you have it. As you can clearly see now.
Not much has changed.
Oh,
This
New
is
bottle.
so stupid. My
New bottle.
learned nibble friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms. Just imagine him as Carly from, fuck. What was that show?
Fuck.
Drake and Josh. Whatever the sister's
Her name was Miranda?
no, Megan.
Or
Me-
Megan.
Yeah.
Miranda has an actual name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miranda is, yes. Urgh! You put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you!
You
God.
went oddly southern there.
I didn't think I need to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from your books instead of burping books.
This seems a little redundant.
But wouldn't that just be the long fucking way around? Can't he just go... I don't know.
See, the thing is, even if you went through, the end of that path would still be right in front of where that happened.
Right?
Well, I'm not even saying take the path. I'm just saying, like, follow the outside of the shops.
That's what
There's no doubt he still had passed the place where the victim was stabbed.
Yes, thank you, Inspector.
Ah,
You never see me actually drink from this glass, just so you know. Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow friend.
Not like Godot who chugs his glass.
Oh. Oh.
Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Break your neck. Uh-oh.
As I suspected, you can't fool me! And I don't suggest you try.
Oh, he's a boxer.
well, what did I say, eh? I had enough of this shit, of this now.
Beg your pardon. Very sorry. Would you mind repeating that? I gave
Mr.
him completely
Naruto.
different voice.
We mustn't give up. Or give up, not given. Oops.
What do you mean?
If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the juror may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
Ah, she's absolutely right.
We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. Am I
Hey.
saying that right? Assertion?
Yep, you're saying that right. By the way, the idea that the wife threw a knife out the window is far less possible now, because she would not have probably thrown... They probably weren't eating with a switchblade.
True.
Yeah, no, that's out the window now, quite literally.
Nailed it.
I hate myself.
It claims Suzuki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home of your books, but... Raise an objection.
I mean, yeah, I guess we have to, right?
No. The assertion that's made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed.
What about it? That's my question.
I mean,
Explain
he could've gone the other
yourself,
way.
counsel. Yeah, I mean...
That's the
it's
only
same-
only reason we can think of.
Yeah.
Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsumi could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, this isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, yeah.
You wouldn't- Pass the route.
If the defendant used these streets, look what happens.
That looks like the longer route to me, but...
It does. Oh! One hand slap. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
That doesn't make sense. His books were thrown on the body. Objection. Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to at this point. To point this out. That route is what is commonly referred to as the long way around.
Oh,
On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home?
he just want to go back home. Well,
The answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings, and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
objection. But, aha! Yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsumi which route he took home.
He'll say that he took the north part.
My body.
I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection.
Huh? That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home.
Oh no, is the cat on you, hon?
Yes.
Oh
he
no,
is.
she's gonna pass
Don't-
out.
I don't believe that.
This is kind of like pointless to argue. I feel.
Right.
I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Yes, please. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors? Well, I mean, I don't want to be guilty found by this just because he walked.
Right? But even hold it. Oh no. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Eh?
Uh-oh.
I agree with what Von seeks.
Where's your voice?
Wholeheartedly and everyone. There we go. That's the voice I gave him. I forgot his number now. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean? Well, remember if we members of the jury have completely convinced now.
Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty.
Whoa!
Guilty.
Whoa!
Oh,
Guilty.
Oh,
Whoa.
we don't even have to speak it.
Guilty.
Oh.
Guilty.
Guilty!
oh,
Oh my god!
wow.
Wow. Wow.
Well, that kicked off.
Fucking
It
wow.
would appear... Oh, fuck, I did the other guy's voice. It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous. He died. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You served Queen and the country admirably. It's not over.
Mr. Naruto.
We have the whole thing at the end.
Right? No, not yet. This isn't over yet.
Get your fucking face off the desk.
I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury.
Yeah. I still don't get why this is the definitive action. He had to have done it. He was the only one that walked there.
Right?
that's their only bit of evidence right now?
I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this case around.
Wait, did he say tip?
Somehow.
Just the tip.
The blade. Those are the eyes of Query, not yet willing to give up and die.
Oh,
I didn't see him do that before. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Ooh!
oh. Call it acquainted if you will. But it's defense pre-aggravated
I think that's spelled wrong.
to carry out a summation examination if it is so chosen.
Yeah, I think they added an extra R there, because it's supposed to be prerogative.
Yes.
Yeah,
Pog?
it is. Poggers!
Very well, Council. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Oh, we're gonna do this thing immediately. Where we
Of course, we're ready.
compare their answers to each other.
Right?
Yes.
I'm all too familiar with that nipple whippersnapper and his Ocus refusal to throw away his alley.
Throw away his alley. Very well, then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. And we have to get 4 of them, right? So we gotta compare at least two sets. Judicial findings.
This one voice is gonna kill me.
For pity's sake, that little nipple knees Oppity already admitted to himself, didn't he?
Nipple knees.
Nipple
Just
knees.
we'll do that. We'll combine the words.
Nipple knees.
Nipple knees.
If he said that woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can't only have been the victim.
The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. Not in winter.
So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
Really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up and I've got work to be doing. Eh? What'd you say?
Your books, yes, nice shop that, but Bourbon books, no, not worth a visit. Is he like the owner?
He's the book. I was gonna say he's the owner, isn't he?
He's got some opinions on
That
your
was
books.
terrible explanations, though.
Yeah, they were all awful.
Yeah.
With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, the only 2 people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already.
Oh dear. Even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now.
Why did we have to run away like why did he have to run away like that?
Have you seen this man? Would have ran away
And
from
how-
his fucking shadow.
Right? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can we possibly make a case for this defense?
Mr. Naruhodo, there is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue,
Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds.
turn the tide around.
Well, 4 of them at least.
Exactly. So we have no choice but to forge forward.
Alright. You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. That is a hard thing to say.
Right? Yes, my lord.
Hwah!
Oh, I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do this. Oh, I'm gonna
Hell
cut you
yeah.
off to pieces.
Jury examination. Look at him in the background.
Yeah, I
Right.
was just about to say you can see the Scotland Yard guy in the back.
He really looks like Luigi from a distance.
Steak. Is
The
Mario
judge is
in this game?
Mario.
Oh God.
Alright, then Nipponese oddity already admitted himself, didn't he?
Yeah,
That he saw him. That he saw her, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. Oh, I can press these, right.
Yeah, nice. Hold it! Excuse me, but... Aren't you? Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days
Yep.
ago.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. On the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
Oh, right, yeah, he's the banker.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Is that not what I said?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you did say it. I just completely blocked it out for some reason. I was
That's
convinced
right.
he was a hatter because of the other guy.
After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started for sinking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute.
Right. Bruce Fairplay.
Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day.
Oh, he's there and he has a grudge. That's not good.
Right? You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock. Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Sounds a little,
Thank goodness.
One-sided there.
yeah,
right.
it seems a little bit, like you
Oh,
shouldn't.
well, you bitch!
Sorry. I might
God
have
damn
myself.
it, Celia!
It was your thoughts, it's fine.
Oh dear. I wonder what's become Mr. First now.
First.
First. Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Her voice is gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't do it that high pitched.
Well, I'm gonna try to continue, but yeah.
You're right, and that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him.
Oh, right. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly, that funny little nipple man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit.
You don't want us to say it, but you'll say it?
Because I'm now just gonna accept the fact that it's nipple.
But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward. Honestly, claiming that the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
If you want, I could do the fairy voice for her.
No. This. Can't practice without hurting yourself a little bit.
Yeah, that's
But if that's a lie as you suggested, do you think he would have concocted something more credible?
concocted.
Concocted.
Yeah, that would.
Oh,
Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds?
good
Wow.
lord.
I swear I'm not racist.
I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it.
Oof.
I dare declare that the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there is nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could have possibly committed this awful crime.
Uh,
If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be much more simple.
Okay, so we have to compare hers with someone who only believes that the accused man must have done it because there was nobody else around.
Yes.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you're too kind, my lord.
that went well for her.
Gone all around the houses on his way back to the shop.
Hold it. But you can't deny that there were other routes Mr. Nasuri could have taken back from your books.
Oh, yes. Like he drew on the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something?
Precisely.
But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not.
Well, yes, that's true.
And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there?
Well, yes, that's true as well.
And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he?
Well, yes, that's annoyingly true.
Winter nights are cold and dark, dark and cold. So the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible.
Well, yes. Well, why is all this true?
So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road.
Ah, I'm supposed to be convincing you that here.
I have given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim like that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Road way, it'd be different.
Oh. Is there a reason why he would have?
The only reason I can think of, he wants to take the longer route home. Because he doesn't want to be home as often. Because he thinks his place is haunted.
That's actually a good point.
Jordan's got a point on that one. Plus, it's also dusty, gross, and musty.
Hey, he lives in that though.
But he's got his cat.
He does have his cat. What's on this road? Calabash Road. Meerschaum Road. Maybe we'll find out something about bourbon books that he doesn't like, and as a result, he would go the long way around, so that way he doesn't have to pass it.
Oh, he could avoid it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, like, there was maybe something going on, like, Meerschaum Street. That would have stopped him.
That too.
Yeah. What kind of books did he read? Picture, A Meal for Gabriel, Canterbury Yearnings. Alright, that doesn't look like anything important. For now, at least. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
Fuck.
Anything with the people? I forgot about Thin Head.
Olive green.
She kind of looks like him.
Eh? Look, Tyler, not all Londoners are the same.
I'm just saying.
I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would.
A reason why Suzuki-san might have taken the longer way home. Oh, we have to press the old man
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because he says that he doesn't like bourbon books.
for some
Yes.
reason.
Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
I mean, that's easy at least. Interesting.
Push this guy. He doesn't
Yeah.
really give us anything.
Kind of confused. Shut up!
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family. There you go, I'll give him that voice.
That's a good one.
The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off.
Oh, construction.
I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be hard. Must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, the water and gas supply pipes are bursting left and right in Century.
Center.
Century. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog for dawn till dusk, it is.
Oh, wait a second. To get the roads dug up? So could one of the pipes have burst on Meerschaum Street so he couldn't go that way?
Maybe.
That could be it.
So, You were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you?
Oh, here we go.
That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By the old bookshop it was.
Exactly.
Aha!
Here we go.
On Meerstrom
What?
Street.
Another coincidence. That's right. Mission. It was.
Fucking called it.
Mission.
I called it.
You did. You said something was going on, so he didn't go that way.
Right, like I was trying to say that like either there was like a blockage or something was on the road that he couldn't get around or something else. That's why he had to take the long way home.
Yeah.
On the map, Mr.
Sorry.
Naruto, you see here.
There's only 3
You
streets.
shit.
You were number 5. I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please.
I suppose we probably should have started with him because he gave us nothing.
What's the point in that? Can't we just go to... Can we get this business over with now?
No.
I'm sorry, this guy's gonna
Please,
fucking
sir.
starve.
It's important. Fine. I'll do it then. Face. On the day it happened, I was digging up Mission Street from the dawn till dusk.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's the dude,
Bum,
yeah.
bum, bum, bum,
Objection!
bum.
The two spirits are clearly at odds with one another.
At odds, counsel. Explain yourself.
Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear.
What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3.
Oh, me, sir? What do you mean?
Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what has been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mrs. Natsumi visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And now, on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried on Mishima Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have been taking him along Washington Street down Briar Road.
Hey,
What's the
Jordan.
road work?
Jordan, say
Okay.
near.
Near
Scrum.
Scrum.
Say near and
Near
then Sham.
Sham.
Just say Sham. You go Wisha, you go Wishna, just go Mirsham.
Mishna.
There you go, that's good enough.
You go.
Mirshna.
Mishna.
Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir?
Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards of more of pavement up. Every gentleman and just the woman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. Oh, so the only conclusion is this: the defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings.
Doesn't this like completely turn around like the whole
whole claim?
So right now,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't this change all of them?
Uh-huh.
Like-
I would change literally everything.
but wait, now I have a bigger question. If he did,
How did the
take
books end up on her?
He took a long way around. How did he even see her?
Oh, I may have a theory for that. She threw books out the window.
Oh,
Those 3 books, and then they said they couldn't understand what books were because they're all mushed up in the snow.
Right.
Oh.
Those are absolutely his books. Not the person, the guy that got slapped in the face. Those are his
Oh.
books.
The retired like general officer or somebody like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great point.
Yes, I suppose he must have.
That voice. I suppose that must be right, eh?
Starting to sound like McLean to me.
I'm
Right.
trying to give it like I'm trying to get away from the Cockney, but I'm trying to give him like a higher pitched voice.
Mm.
Juror number 3, you said the following: the man would have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no choice.
Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may.
Yes?
I don't think, in all good conscience, that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Innocent!
Innocent!
Innocent.
What about you, sir?
Hey, what are you looking at me for, huh? Eh? Who, me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution argument, it should be filled in. That's what I say.
I mean, that's exactly your job, right? Like, you filled
Right.
in the hole.
Innocent!
Innocent!
Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
I'm having fun with that.
Well, we managed to change a couple of minds. Innocent! It strengthened up positions somewhat.
Sorry, I'm eating food.
Sure.
It will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider the stance as well. They'll be
They'll be
asking,
asking themselves if the current leanings are really right or not. Sorry, I had some allergies going on.
innocent!
Innocent!
Oh my God! No, if we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume, we might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yeah, it probably will. Well,
Yes, that's exactly what we got to do. And Zeeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion.
I still don't think that this was even his doing, really.
That's what we have to prevent, but whatever means we have to have at our disposal.
Actually, no, that's not true. That is actually his actions. Thank you, counsel. On with the summation examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, now we'll press the other two.
Innocent!
Alright, cool.
Oh,
Press you now. So I think hers is gonna be tailored
Oh.
to,
Why don't we? Yeah.
oh,
go
but
back.
Oh.
And we'll press everyone anyways.
hold it.
Can't eat anymore. Damn it.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Whatever is the matter, young man?
Don't slap me, please. You're the wife of Mr. Goodblack. Gary Deb, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume's his room.
Oh, she's gonna bring up that she threw the books. And then we're gonna conflict that with the other persons who talked about how he was the only one, that he was there. He said so himself.
The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand?
Right.
Right, maid.
Yeah.
Right, my bad.
Right, yeah.
She's keeping that. She's keeping with that charade. This is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd be selected for the jury in this trial. I mean.
Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see? Which is technically legal. You're not supposed to say you're a part of a trial.
Yeah. She's absolutely following the rules there.
Yep. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear. So I'm afraid I had no choice.
I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsumi, the defendant, takes his lodgings in your master's house, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in there a little over a week now.
And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Oh! Does Mr. Natsumi look like the kind of man who would commit such a crime? Commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort.
Wrong question to ask, dude.
Yeah.
What?
You're an idiot.
Spending all his time in that dark, dingy room, exerting that unscrupulous mustache.
Mustache.
Moustache.
Mustache? The man never speaks. And don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about
Wow. Wow.
him. Jesus. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Wow.
Oh dear. Poor Mr. Natsume.
How could people say such a thing about him?
That dude would easily be the guy
He's
to
just
blow
a harmless
himself up.
bookworm.
Nothing more.
Well, you just called him a worm, so...
It's a little different than, a man that makes bombs.
Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already.
Your warning.
Hmm? Hold it.
Sorry. Fold it, you say? Fold what? There's always an old guy.
No. What I said was, hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Oh. Wait a second. He's in a green overcoat.
Oh,
And he has the same stature as the woman.
Oh my god. So
This
he
fat
was
fuck.
on the other road. This guy got so fucked.
wow.
Wow, I can't believe none of us caught that until we were looking at him.
Right?
I mean, well, every time that we saw him, he went, "Huh? What was that?"
That's
you
true.
know, we weren't really paying attention to that. We were laughing at the fact that you play the old dude.
But, true. And what time did you visit your books on the day of question?
Well, I was picking out books in there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left.
After the incident.
Yeah. That's my daily routine, you see? Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about.
Just before 5, you say. Exactly when the victim was attacked.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Are you sure about the time?
Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry, not after the dreadful time I had.
What do you mean?
Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. Oh my god.
Oh, my fucking god.
It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery.
Oh, so he hit and bumped his head.
Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. I'm gonna fucking pass out doing this guy's voice.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight.
Oh.
This happened on Calabash Road.
So, Mr. Natsume didn't even see the woman, he saw the man.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Is he gonna say that books were left around him or something? Because didn't he say that he dropped his books? That Natsume told us that he dropped his books.
Mr. Natsume dropped his books, yes.
So is he gonna wake up and be like, there were books all over me?
Well, we'll see.
That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see.
Remember to breathe.
Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. I am breathing in between, but it's like I'm hyperventilating.
Rule number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal testimony. It must be very extremely significant.
Sorry, extremely sick. No, I'm quite all right now. He's gonna add it anyways. Yeah,
You've changed to
Sorry,
the jurors'
I'm skipping
minds.
this because
Yeah,
we know what we have to add. I'm sorry, I'm skipping it. I'm skipping it because I want to fucking get to this because
It's
it's
like
her.
the nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one,
hit
yeah.
With him.
Yes.
I
Have fun,
slipped
Olivia.
over that evening myself on Calabash Road. I knocked myself clean out, you know. Oh man, we're both gonna die.
Oh,
Objection.
no, and I just finished my water.
Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. Oh my
I wonder, what if we went to the other guy and pitted him against her? Would he point at him instead of pointing at her?
Probably.
Maybe.
A flaw? What are you talking about, Counsel? Oh, right, but he's gonna, like, walk, so it doesn't matter.
Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
Hi, whatever do you mean, sir?
What did you say?
I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact in which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been at your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's a weird way to say that.
That's correct. But what does he? What he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Saw a dude fall and freak shit.
Yes, we are all aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection. Can we really be sure of that, madam? If that is your real
Wow.
My, whatever do you mean? I'm actually a sir.
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. The same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat and fell over on the icy streets of the neighborhood.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh.
My goodness, you mean?
That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting
He hasn't heard a single word of this.
Right.
that the person in the green overcoat who the defendant saw collapse in the front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman at the end of the year with me today?
That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim.
Clear.
He called him fat.
Aww.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my goodness me.
Sorry, you need to pee.
Yes.
And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, it is if the person who Mr. Natsumi saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Bridle Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my.
Point at her. You idiot old man, you must have been daft to be roaming around there. We had boxes off hours ago.
We'd have boxed this off hours ago. Talking about like we would have resolved this problem.
And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
It's his coat.
What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it?
This is gonna be me when I become old.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
You gonna say it,
he's gonna
Olivia?
slap it.
Hold it. My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
Thank you.
And I would too!
Oh my god.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well,
Not when you're old.
Innocent! Oh god, they gotta do it in the voice too.
innocent!
Sorry.
Hold on, I need to take a breath. Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion.
Innocent.
The ayes 2, the noes 4. So the noes have it, not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection. Ooh, he's drinking.
Oh, he actually is taking a drink. He's not gonna throw it yet.
No, he's gonna crush it. Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Churlish? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks?
I will disrobe and prepare to decapitate you. It seems I must retract my earlier remark.
What do you mean?
I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Excuse me?
An Eastern.
Eh?
Oh, fucking...
Eastern.
Whatever do you mean?
Objection.
Did she shiver at that?
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I said is the truth.
Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of pavement which you had excavated, sir.
That's right. It took me the whole day, and they paid me a measly tuppence for it.
Now, my learned nipple knees friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents?
Oh, well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue. No.
Yards like
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Less than 2 meters. That's not much. That's not much at all.
in other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. He said that they all were turned away, though. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend?
Me? Joshua Post. Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What?
And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works?
I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a hope for passing anyway, and we must have turned away any gentlefolk back from when they came.
Right. So he didn't go that way.
Kids just jump over us all the time.
The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Ah!
Is that true? Is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. Ah, here we go. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road.
Question a single sentence.
And, old man,
Cold man, you can talk.
you say that at around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking nipple knees behind you at this time?
Oh, can't say as I remember.
You don't remember?
How about the wager? My learned friend, you say it was the old man that the accused saw.
but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Yeah, we really can't prove that.
Give me Don Dang.
Order! Order! Lord Van Zykes, explain yourself. My lord. If you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the Summation Examination? Oh, because he had to stay quiet, right? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I fear.
Oh.
Fuck this coat!
Oh. Make it.
So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
I can do that too. What are you talking about?
My lord. I point at you. The prosecution will request permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Ah, here we go. Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses.
It's next witness?
Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Yes, I remember. One of them being the Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's necklace.
Alright, no matter who Van Zeeks brings to the stand as his witness, and no matter what they say,
Did you just lose an arm? Like, what happened?
I believe in Suzuki-san. I know he's innocent. I'll keep believing in the very end until the battle is over. What'd you say?
Whoa!
What? Oh, there was 2 witnesses.
Yep. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. He's love-struck.
Either that or he's asleep.
Or their brother and sister.
It looks like that. Oh. Constable Rolly Beats, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir.
And I miss...
Whoa. What? How would you say her last name there?
Beat? I
Beat?
guess.
And
Yeah.
I miss Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town's hero's wife.
Oh,
They look so similar,
they look fucking young,
right?
I mean, they might have married young.
True.
I suppose.
What's the story here?
Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary with each other only the other day.
No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. I had a rough night with him.
Hardly surprising. Whereas
He's a
being
nighttime
an
cop.
honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world.
Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard of that before, actually.
Yeah, it was by Mr. Gregson, he fucking told you. Indeed, apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes and survey the streets, check the meters are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our street lights.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I have collapsed long ago.
But if it goes without saying that the policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. What happened to his helmet?
He's horny. And a man of slumber.
I mean, he's
that
got
too,
like an
right.
X mark on it.
He's got two, one on each side. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction. And they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat?
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Raleigh?
Are they in the court record now?
Yeah.
23 and 21. Wow.
Kind of like our ages, Tyler.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Nearly our ages.
Yeah, it's actually a very excellent point.
Considerable only beat, sir. Nothing to report on the streets, sir. What a great witness he's going to be.
This is gonna be rough.
Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I might give her a different voice. I'm not sure yet.
Do whatever you feel comfortable doing.
It was our wedding anniversary, Raleigh, and Raleigh was taking me for our meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the other scattered something right before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at the nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dark. Raleigh and I both saw him clear as day.
Oh, there's a contradiction.
Yeah. It was
If
fucking
it's foggy,
foggy as
and it's
hell.
hard to see. Yep, foggy as all hell.
Well, actually, it was lighter, but it was still foggy.
But you
Wow.
can hardly see across the street.
On the bad days, you can only
Yeah.
see across
Oh.
the street on the good days, on the light time. Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you've established in the Summation Examination will be quashed. Did I say that right? Quashed?
Yep, you said quashed. It's
Quashed.
dead, Nell, in fact. Because that alternative was never
We don't
viable in the
see.
first place.
No, see?
What an unfortunate bad chancing, and on your wedding anniversary too. Wait, I thought it was a couple days ago, not yesterday.
Oh, I know, but I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that.
Ugh, and they're religious.
Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds really hard, very hard indeed.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
What the fuck do you think it means? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. I point at your face. They are testifying under oath that it is without doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
No!
And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure.
Except that's the man so tired his wife has to do all the talking.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
So, I'm trying to remember the love note that was in the book.
It was like,
I don't think it was from a Patricia.
I don't think it
Yeah.
was from Patricia either. I'm just trying to remember it. It was for James?
Yeah.
I don't see a James anywhere yet.
I don't think the love... Tyler, I don't think the love note's really gonna come into play if it's not in our evidence.
I believe you.
It's not gonna come into play.
Yeah, 'cause he's rolling. Ugh.
Eh.
Fucking She's got sparkly eyes.
Alright.
Sparkle. Innocent.
Innocent! Scattered something. I want to press this.
Hold it. Scattered something? What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time.
Oh, right, I forgot. When I press it, I have to switch over to the other person sometimes. Or, like, they'll react.
Only if it has a reaction over it.
Yeah.
But then when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
Oh. Well, yes, that's right. It was some old books.
I see. Old books.
Yes, sir. The culprit has dropped a number of them all around where the victim lay on the pavement.
Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That rotten Japanese man did when he did the deed. Whoa.
Hold it. Huh. Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. We saw him. It was the man at the dock without question. Saw. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like haze, the taut mouth, the snub nose, everything.
Snub nose.
Any more insults you want to throw in?
That's right. He looked down at the poor, defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
I see. This is tough. They seem to be, it seems as though they're telling the truth here.
May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue.
Yes, sir! Hold it! Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No, I win. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all.
It's like those really outrageous military wives where they're like, yes, my husband served in the military. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
proud to be a military wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, my darling?
Nothing wrong with that either. It's just sometimes they get a little obsessive. We'll say.
Yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point. But a Bobby's never truly off duty. Of course, I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene.
Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance.
That's why I sent Patricia to see. I told her where to find the right police box. Forgive my arrogance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
That's actually a good point.
It depends on the crime's location, you see, to who deals with it, yeah. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't really on my beat. So I told Patricia to find the police box for the beat the incident fell under so we could go and report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There is nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know?
Something
And
tells me
thanks to
she's
you.
the murderer.
I don't think she is.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of 2 model citizens.
Oh, please, you're making me blush, isn't he, darling?
Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir. Well, let's move on, shall we? Hold it.
The other one I wanted to do.
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas settlement streetlights, would you?
Whoa.
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight. I'll have you know.
Right.
The light from the street lamp was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, did he? Didn't he? Excuse me.
Yes, and what of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is! It is! When it's thick, you can't even see the head at the end of your own arm.
Yes. Oh, I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about?
The consistent fog makes her eyes very sharp, you see. That's why you can tell. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. I can't read today. Can't we, darling? My mind is still foggy from last night.
Huh? What? Yes, I was accused of no mistaken. The mustache, the hunch. Sorry, say it all that again. Sniggish. Nah, Shaw.
Yeah.
The couple's testimony
Nah.
is cornered. They can't be any questioned.
Concerned?
Oh, concern. It was Suzuki-san who saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, huh? That's it, is it? That's their entire testimony.
What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they saw. Oh man, Beat saw what they say they saw. Oh,
We both can't read.
but Mr. Natsumi ran away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
The members of the jury should have called for guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no, then what do we have to do?
If Kazuma-sama was here, we're here.
Wow. What are you trying to say?
I think we should try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
Rude. What do you mean somewhere else?
The statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivalent, or unequivocal? What?
Unequivocal.
Unequivocal. I was close.
Yep.
Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the fact, you might be able to disrect them.
Discredit.
Discredit, excuse me. Why? To make the jury doubt that if the pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Oh, right.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what contradicting is.
Put it simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in those statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial might reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.
Why do I always seem to be so up against it?
So press everything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna check real quick.
Hold it. No time to chance a rookie say. Are you also a member of the police, Mr. Speed?
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women and children and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you could probably... I had to sneeze. I think you'll probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I heard you go and then
Yeah.
muted yourself.
I think Raleigh looks ever so handsome in his uniform.
I mean, his hat's all beat up though.
Right?
It suits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling? Let me just choke you.
What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
Oh no, Raleigh, I much prefer you in a uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes.
I thought you had exceptional eyesight.
Oh
True.
dear, that doesn't seem healthy?
Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct?
That's right, son. Yes, although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day at my feet. But police is my life, son. As long as I'm proud owner of this, I'll serve the city and my queen to the end.
Let me just check the books that are on the ground. Okay, doesn't look like it. I remember a blue book, but it doesn't look like it.
What's that now? My worn card, son, proof that I'm a London copper. It was the noble founding principle of the forces within, written, and oh my god, on this as a reminder of all of us policemen who swore on duty.
Jesus.
To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace and on the common man. Sah! And such a noble cause, I covered 20 miles every single day without a grumble. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. Yeah. So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then? But sir, just on the one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up a lot of being married to a hot bubby like me. I want to show my dear wife how much I care.
Oh.
Aw. Aw.
What?
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Pat, or oh, Raleigh.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, what a second, wait, what?
Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold.
A little bit of Susada there, huh? No, a little bit of a Patty there, Patricia there.
Oops, yep.
If a little over the top, perhaps.
And then, kindly describe what happened next. Uh-oh.
Mr. Laura, sir, can I ask you something?
I love you.
We've only pressed 4 things.
Have we, or
Oh,
did we
yes,
press
of course.
everything?
What is it?
No, we only pressed the first one and the last 3.
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so...
Oh.
It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, out with it. Pew pew. Pew pew pew. Take that.
What? No. Oh no, it's not really like that, really.
Instead of Susanna Slam, it's Patricia Punch.
Patricia punch.
My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? Ah. I could tell you the names of every single one. I could. Every single one.
Please
Do
do.
Do it, bitch. You won't.
And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is.
Yeah, you and your exceptional eyesight. That will do, Mrs. Beats.
No, it won't do at all.
Would you shut the fuck up?
That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Raleigh will. I think Raleigh is asleep. Doesn't matter for you,
I
sweetheart.
really didn't mean to cause offense, but please put your husband's fist down.
But perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. B. Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely.
Nicely.
Wouldn't it, darling?
This seems like a controlling relationship between the two.
Do it.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
Hold it.
Wait a second. No, don't ignore that. She said 4 books?
Yeah.
Yes, we know there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you said.
Fuck. Didn't have to press this at all. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I'm proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Raleigh.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest.
Wait a second.
He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Well, Mrs. B, seeing as you regaled the court with tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now are all you listening? There was the picture of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's its yearnings?
We know we have his receipt that says all the books.
Picture of Monsieur Lecoq. Canterbury Yearnings.
Wait, for what, Tyler?
Lecoq.
Jordan.
And then there was a meal for someone, and then the last one was definitely the thingy something.
The Thingummies something. Cool. That 4th one literally wasn't even there.
You see?
Yes, I see there was 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure.
mean, she's not
were indeed
wrong.
books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it.
Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way that you've implying that this testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling? Darling?
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Anyone who
Put the
upset my
gun
petition
down.
will have to answer to me.
Put the gun down!
Whoa. 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 Who let the policeman have a weapon in the courtroom?
Why are you biting? You look like a horse.
Rude. Ah.
How she rides his ass probably is.
Yeah, exactly. That are funny.
Yes, she really is.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Mr. Naruto.
We gotta find a contradiction. Oh my god.
God. That's
that
Blah,
last
blah,
statement.
blah, blah, blah. Fuck!
Slow down. I was just telling you, slow down. I feel the same way, Mr. Naruto.
Boy, Kazuma-san here.
Oh my god. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stop.
Got 4 books? Excuse me, madam. I think you're full of shit.
Objection.
Oh no, she's actually right. But the thing is that when he quote unquote scattered things around, he took one of them. He was
But the receipt doesn't show 4 books, it only shows 3.
right. These aren't his books, though.
Oh, you're right. Because there's 2 different bookstores. There can be 2 sets of books.
Exactly.
So you're saying that there are 4 books?
That's right. I remember all of them. The picture of monster somebody, what's it yearnings, a meal for somebody, and the thing gummies thing something. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat.
You're wrong.
I'm about to beat you now.
Whoa.
But there's a fundamental flaw in the statement of yours.
Actually,
Don't-
scratch
don't
what
threaten
I
me with a
just
good
said.
time.
Because
What?
scratch what I just said because she only looked at the books after everything was already done.
I mean,
I guess she could be lying about it though.
oh no, oh no, what's that?
You stupid bitch can't count.
Simply,
Whoa!
simply that. At the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What was that
What I-
fucking finger cam?
Animation.
Right?
That was awesome.
Oh, what?
Have a good look at the photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see, there are only 3 books.
Oh my! Her fat body's covering up one of them.
Don't, oh.
But no, that can't be. I saw them. Oh, I know what it is. Yes, you can't fool me. Patricia, punch. That's the big old lump of a dead body.
What?
That lady's so large, her corpse is. I said it.
Wow.
Her corpse. The view of the 4th book. That's all.
Wow.
Let's at least try to remember that the poor woman isn't dead, even if she is. Even we're insulting her size. Huh.
Rude.
Now, oh no, I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But Mr. Natsumi could not have possibly dropped the 4th book you described.
Why not?
Because he only had fucking 3 books. Fascinating. And from your assured tone, something you can readily substantiate with evidence, I presume.
Hell yeah.
Evidence?
Yes. Counsel, you will present evidence to substantiate your claim or withdraw it. What proof do you have that the accused did not drop 4 books because he had fucking 3? I didn't mean to hit Z.
God damn it, Tyler.
Present or T.
Take
rather.
that. The evidence is right here, in the form of the bookshop's receipt.
From your books.
No, your book. Yes.
You're a book.
Yes, this receipt details Mrs. Natsumi's purchases that day.
Oh, wait, something just hit me too. The way that the road was blocked, somebody could have gone from the left still down.
But as you can see, only 3 books are listed, yeah?
No.
Yes.
Mrs. Natsumi would have only dropped 3 books to see of the crime.
it's literally the case.
Which means your power of observation, madam, could not be relied upon.
What are you, Chewbacca?
So it cannot be denied that though you say the defendant you saw it, you say it was the defendant you saw, you can very well be mistaken.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab a pop over.
What?
Olivia's baked pop over.
I baked goodies today.
Well, if you're going to get one, I want to get one too. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll see you in like 2 hours. And I'm back.
Can't open the bottle. Damn it.
Oh,
Damn you.
do you need me to go help you open the bottle?
I got it.
Okay.
My weak little hands can do it. Jordan's not back.
Oh,
Oh no.
I didn't know Jordan left. Objection.
Oh, fuck.
You just missed Pritchard for freaking out.
Good lord, you idiots. It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, Mr. Learned Nipple Knee's friend.
What?
What cannot be not denied is that these two witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. Oh, by the way, hon, this one's got a little gap in it. It's actually got a hole.
Oh. It's not dense?
No, it's not super dense. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Well, yeah, but you couldn't even just ran from it, right? So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair?
He sees right through me.
But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you.
What are you talking about, Willis?
It's quite simple. Let me explain the toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect. Wait, was there actually a fourth book?
Oh.
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection. But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books.
Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print. Oh, they made a second.
That print? You mean to say?
Fuck this chalice. Allow me to present another, one that shows the victim's hand. Oh.
What is it?
The Lion's Pride. It's
that's the book
burned.
he threw.
It's burned too, we can see it.
I don't believe it.
Oh, he didn't
That's the
take
book
a-
that got thrown out the house.
Yeah, he didn't take a book, he moved it into her hand.
Oh. And that's the book that was thrown out because of the fire, right?
No,
yeah,
that was
no?
her being pissed off.
Yeah, it was his favorite book.
Oh.
The fire was caused later.
Right.
Or no, was caused after the fire was put out.
Right.
As you will observe. The 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso.
No.
See, that's how you respectively talk about that.
Not just straight up call them fat.
Yep. Or dar! Or dar!
You see? Look at that! Look!
What do you call it though? The gummy thingies or something? Or the
Yeah.
gummies?
thingy gummy. Things gummy.
Not even
Yeah.
close.
Yes.
It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir. Patricia's always right. Sir.
Good answer.
Let us study the receipt for the book purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beats, the titles once again, if you please. Oh, good God.
Oh, yes, of course. The picture must show somebody or other.
The picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
The what?
What's it, yearnings?
Canterbury Yearnings.
A meal for someone.
A meal for Gabro, in fact. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details.
That's not flawlessly then.
And what was the fourth one? What was that again? Hey, why don't you say that one? Mrs. Beats' power of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
I mean, if there's four books, then I mean, the fourth one's not his, obviously, because
Yeah.
we have the receipt.
Did you hear that, Rowley? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
I think I'm in love. Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless.
Sir!
But there's only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4.
There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the fourth book is that which is shown in this photographic print as the victim's book. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the fourth book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the fourth book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim.
Victim was holding her own book.
I wonder, what's become of the 4th book?
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence.
No, it's not.
You will submit that and the aforementioned photographic print to the court. Please, counsel. Sorry, I'm eating a biscuit. My pleasure, my lord.
Second photograph. Print. And that's not the book.
The
It's
book
not
that she
burned.
claimed, yeah.
It's literally not even, like, touched.
We'll examine it, maybe.
Ah!
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh, look at it. Since while we had the chance.
Oh, look at this. The book has been badly burnt.
You're right. You'd never be able to read it if in a state like this, and it's read it in this state, especially not the latter pages.
What?
Yeah, that's the latter, not later.
Not even
What a terrible waste.
that. Where'd you get the, especially, or whatever you said?
Especially was there.
Not especially, never mind. Doesn't matter.
And judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently.
A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me?
Weird.
Oh wow, you actually got this one to update before you had to go back in and get it to update again. Cool. Cool.
And we just look at the picture. There's no way just.
The cover's intact in there. So,
Yeah, the cover's intact.
the prosecution rests.
Good night.
I have nothing further to
What?
You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile.
Kyle.
The spurious, longer route to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination.
Utile walked into this one, right into this, didn't I?
You see, everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, Pat, marry me, Pat.
So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court
Yep,
waste any more time on this nipple-knees travesty? Or is the decision you may have to make all too apparent already? You have heard all of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we're in terrible precautionary position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make things make matters worse. Think, Ryosuke, think. What do you do now?
I wait and see. If I raise an objection, I'm interrupting him.
I should just keep quiet now and see what happens.
Well, it appears the defense has no objection at this juncture, in which case...
Mr. Naruhodo, was I not clear?
Ah,
The case for defense is in great danger.
Yes, I realized that, which is why I decided to let the sweet drip of my trembling blow in silence. Brow
let the
in
sweat
silence?
drip from my
Brown
trembling brow.
silence,
Oh, the
yeah.
sweat. You're so right. Sorry if I didn't say anything now. It'll be over.
Fuck.
God damn it, Tyler. It will be the end of us. I can't let that happen.
Only go into that whatever thing again?
Hold it. No, wait. The defense.
Objection. The defense will have to wait. Because that sapless hesitation cannot go unpunished. Oh, fine, fuck you.
Isn't the decisive finger-pointed punishment enough? Yeah, Tyler, good job.
Ugh.
Come on,
No,
Tyler.
my learned friend, it's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed.
Game over. You
The
failed.
die has been cast. There is no more room for debate.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but... I can't think of a way to, I think of what to say.
If I may, Lord Van Zykes, it seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Your insignificant little eastern isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this.
Oh?
To my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and opinion invaluable.
Mr. Naruhodo!
He's fucking telling the truth. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So, the court will hear you, madam. Aww.
Go ahead, Mr. Sato. Please.
Very well. Pray, what insights can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further? The burn button!
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
Oh yeah, right. We're supposed to be able to re-cross-examine. I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in any moment, in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So, we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, I understand. And thank you, Mrs. Sato. This is it. Sato-san has managed to win us at least one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord.
Angie.
Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto been overlooked.
Book.
The book!
Take that! The evidence in question
Wait,
is...
what?
What we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book from the found in the victim's hand.
Objection! We have already discussed the fourth book at length. We haven't. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know.
Ugh.
Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, my lord. It's,
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid through examination of evidence. Wow, I can't read today.
He's trying to avoid
Thorough.
the fact that the back of this book is
Book
fucked.
is burnt.
Like, it's not exactly a thorough examination. it's pretty goddamn evident.
Which means you may very well be on the right track.
yes, I think you might be right.
So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue in this case, which this fourth book conceals? What?
Well, the book. Present it, don't examine it, you piece. Got it! I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
The back? What do you... Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp.
So, we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clenching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
I agree. Objection!
Shut the fuck up.
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my nipple-knees friend?
Oh?
Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So should you wish to assert that this fire damages some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? Sorry?
A charred book? There was just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring to rule out myself. There's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry Toma suffered?
Its owner.
Yeah.
No, the content. Duh.
Duh.
My lord,
Duh.
the burn is on the back of the book reveals a startling truth. Startling truth. About the book's owner.
I beg your pardon.
Oh.
But we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hands when she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to is where it originated. The defense has a very credible answer.
Good gracious. How could you possibly? Very well. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise.
Nipple knees.
But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gambling goes awry. That's for the jury who we're going to call upon here. Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. Wouldn't they pick somebody who doesn't live, like, right next to the fucking place?
Right?
Like, you would think that they would pick anyone else. Anyone else. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book? This guy. Right?
Yes.
Yep, Gyarados.
Well, we can say the woman.
Well, I think she would
Yeah.
work too.
But
But I
he's
think
technically
he's the
the
owner.
owner.
Take that. The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who owns the house where the defendant has his lodgings.
Whoa!
Oh, a certain Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb.
He has a back? The landlords.
And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but of all the people in London, one of 6 of the chosen of jury duty is the courtroom today. Is none other than Mrs. Gary Deb herself. I'm the maid.
Oh my goodness me! I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garadeb's wife. I'm his maid.
Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book, in Mr. Gary Deb's house?
I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
Objection. This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused's landlady, you say. You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. I point at you. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection. This is not a mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, an incident was taking place in the room on the top of the floor of Mr. and Mrs. Gary Deb's house. Smug.
Good lord. What sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord.
Fire, my lord.
Alright.
Yes. Bitch.
Fire Lord Azula?
Alright, that was with me. Hold on. I'm beating.
God, fat ass. No, I'm joking.
I'm not.
Crazy it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The valley furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. Oh, I forgot that was his favorite book.
Yeah, that's right. That's nice. Bitch.
Dio?
Dodoro!
By Jove! The very same title. That fuck. The very same. Oh my god! I fucking can't do his voice anymore. I fucking did the judge as him by accident. Okay. By Jove! The very same title that's the subject of this debate.
Oh dear me!
Objection! This is risible. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burned to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Well, about that.
Perhaps it would make it more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was martial discord.
Marital.
Oh. Where was the end?
Marital discord.
Where was the end? Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Gary Depp was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Gary Depp even amid the flames.
Oh, what?
Oh, how awful. I can't imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Raleigh?
Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir. That's hard to believe.
Oof. Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books incoming 10 to the dozen. The man had his back up against the window, and he had burned books thrown at him. Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime? Objection! Objection! No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident, and there is no report of the Garadeb's window pane being broken.
That's quite true. We also know no sign of broken glass when we visit the Gary Depp's household. But it's not conceivable that the window was open at the time it...
Not even remotely! Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter.
I would.
Well... I mean, we're freaks though, Tyler.
I mean, didn't he say that their window was open because they enjoy the breeze during dinner?
Oh, no, I think I think that's correct.
Does the
I think
defense
you're right.
postulate the scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrett Debb's wife? What a sentence!
I believe it's possible, my lord. It's a possibility, my lord.
That's gotta be her.
That's quite enough.
Yep.
Well, I hope that everyone can see. Well, I'm not even giving her... Am I giving her a proper voice? Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreigner trickster. Whoa. Whoa. You call yourself a lover, but you're just a coward. A mean coward. Oh.
Really?
Claiming that our little tiff set the whole neighborhood alight? Honestly.
No, it didn't do that at all.
We weren't saying that. Implying that I'm immediately posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? I mean, you are though.
Yeah, but nobody else knows that. She's gotta defend that.
It's nothing to do with this, basically, or with this beastly case. Not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name.
Our.
On it.
Our family's name.
No, I assure you that was never my intention. Your family is not even yours to do.
I said our family name. Did
No,
you
like
not?
no. Yeah, you did, but she's saying it herself.
Yeah.
She's just a maid. It's not her family.
Oh.
Yeah.
She just kind of fucked herself up there.
Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense.
Did she hit him?
She tried to slap somebody.
She slapped him.
I should box your ears. That's what I should do. It's utterly unforgiving.
Right. Here we go. How long have we sat here now, listening to this Nipponese spouting his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache who ran away from the scene too.
I do declare you're right.
It's true.
Innocent.
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 Guilty.
Yes. What did I tell you?
Makes sense to me.
Sorry, what's that?
Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. Excuse me, the one guy didn't. What is your position, Lord Van Zykes?
Kill him.
In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. Ooh,
Oh.
He's still on. He's still strong, though. He's only did
No,
weak slaps
wait.
twice.
The mystery of the fourth book still.
Fuck you,
Oh,
look at my leg.
Yikes.
If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time.
What? No, forgive this courtesy this time? This courtesy this time?
In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Oh.
Oh,
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty!
Guilty! Guilty! Guilty!
huh?
Guilty.
Oh,
Jesus.
We're back to this again.
right. Do we have to do it again then?
Yeah. Thank you for that unambiguous response.
That's twice now. It's over.
This is Susato.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up.
I give up. Mrs. Sato?
No, it's me, Mia.
Oh.
Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet.
You're not suggesting.
Of course, the defense has the right to another Summation Examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
My lord! The defense has to exercise the right to Summation Examination.
You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve?
I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. It's no time to be a downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined.
This entire argument is still based on the fact that he had to have been there.
Right?
Well, I mean, I guess they also now have witnesses saying that he was there. So, it's a little bit better than what it was before. Feels like it's been like 3 hours of a trial, and that's as far as we've gotten.
To be continued.
Do we want to continue, or?
I am pretty tired too. And it
I'm-
sounds Olivia's
I'm-
pretty sleepy too.
I'm not gonna lie. I was curious if there was gonna be a to be continue on this one to see how long it was going to be, and the next part is stupidly long.
Okay, we'll call it then. We'll probably want a full day for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah, you just got
Yeah.
back from camping. Olivia did not
Yeah.
get much sleep at all, so I think it's a
like
good
the
time.
last 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got to play some at least, and now we're at least caught up, and
Yeah.
we have we fresh our minds.
Yeah, I like it again. I'm enjoying
Yep.
it again.
Yep.
Excuse me. Okay. So
Alright.
we'll call it then. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you again on another Misrolled Adventure.
Ciao.